Okay, then there's also some more advanced stuff that we can do. So as I said, you can also let the computer help you to analyze a problem. So for example, you find a chess problem in a magazine and you want to play that on your own computer. You first have to set that up. That is possible, of course. What you do is you use the verify set button, you press it twice. So here you see you enter the set mode. When you've done that, first you press clear, which wipes just the entire board clear or clean. And then you can start setting up your pieces. Here in the rectangle again you see that white will be set up. You can change that to black, but let's just start with white. So we start with the white king, a white rook, sorry, I mean white bishop, a white rook, and then we put a black king here, and let's say a black horse over here. Now you can set up any position that you want as long as it's legal, so you cannot put just one king on the board, and so you will still have to follow the rules. So when I exit the set mode like this, it will assume that black will be the next one to move, because the color indicated on the LCD is black. Now that would be illegal, because the white king is still checked because of the black horse, so logically it would be white that has to move. So when I exit set mode like this, I will get an error and I'll be returned to the set mode. So I can change that by pressing color again. Now it will assume when I exit the set mode that white will have its next move. So you see that is accepted. It also indicates here by the little cross that there's a check for the white king. I can just make a move. Now the computer will start thinking what to do. So you see that works really well. Of course there are also other things that you can do. Just let the computer make a move, or force it to make a move. I'm going to take those moves back. What you can do here is you can let the computer check if there is a possible mate position in a certain number of moves. So to do that we have to enter that specific level section. So we press the level button, we press it again to go into the right group of levels. So here we are in the mate section. Let's see if we can find a mate for white in 4 moves. So mate in 4. I press go. The only disadvantage is that this will only work if you let the computer play with the winning color, so that it can calculate for that specific color if there will be mate in that specified number of moves. So I press go and it will start making calculations to see if it can find a solution. If there's no solution, then it will give this message, no knee. I don't know what it means, but well, it means that it cannot find a mate in a maximum of 4 numbers of or in 4 moves. So that's pretty clear. So I can change that if I want to 5. Of course it will take a longer time to calculate as well. So let's not do that right now, it would take too much time. So we can also do other stuff with it. We can let the computer play against itself. Then it's useful to use another type of level, because otherwise the computer would start to calculate for each color if it can find a possible mate, and that's just not something that works very smoothly. So it's just better, for example, to go into... Oh, it's still calculating here, so I'll just force it to stop. You can do that by simply pressing go, by the way. So now I'll select a different level. We could use analysis, so it will do a real good calculation, but now let's just use beginner level 1 to let the computer make a quick decision. So we say go. Now, to let the computer play against itself, we can go to autoplay mode. There are two autoplay modes. One is demo. In that mode the computer will keep playing against itself, and after finishing one game it will immediately go to the next game. That's, I think, only for displaying purposes in a shop or so. I mean, it's not useful at all for a home user. So you want to use the other autoplay mode. So for that you press level, this button, and then go, and the computer will immediately start moving. So you can follow the instructions given by the LEDs, but sometimes that goes too quickly and you'll end up lost. So what I prefer to do is just wait until the computer finishes the game, or I'll interrupt it at some point, and then I'll just remake all those moves by first going back to the beginning position, and then with trace forward replay those moves that the computer made. And that way I can just calmly look what the computer did and think it over myself. So so let's just force the computer to stop making moves for now by pressing go. So I can press the take back button to take me all the way back to the beginning position that I entered. I can also instead use the restore key, which I use, because that immediately takes you back to the starting position, so that's very useful. Now I can just use the trace forward button to replay that game that the computer just played. So when you press trace forward, you will immediately see the position of the piece, and also the position that it will move to. So the white rook, the white bishop from c1 to e3. So I can just, without pressing the pieces, also make that move and then press trace forward again, and then it will assume that I made that move and that I'm ready to move the next piece. So now it tells me to move the the black king from h4 to g3. So I'll just do that again without pressing the squares. I press trace forward again. So this way you don't have to keep pressing all those buttons and squares all the time, and it may allow you to move a bit faster through the game. But it's all up to you, so you can also press the squares if you like. So you see we are now replaying the game that the computer played against itself. You can also interrupt that at any time you want and continue to play against the computer. So this is really a great way to analyze chess problems using your computer, playing against your computer, and to try to let the computer solve a problem by its own.